Hi, welcome to the award-winning Ed Brown Show. And once again, hey, the road to success. You know, this is the second of these series, and we have William Murray, this Murray group. They had a terrific meeting this last week. Welcome, Bill, to the Ed Brown Show. Tell us a little bit about, first of all, tell us a little bit about that terrific outing that you had and where, and all them hot dogs and everything and all those things. The people really had some fun.
Ed, thank you for having me back on here. And Ed, more than anything, thank you for understanding the importance of my teachings and what I'm putting out there about the road to success. The event we had Saturday at Marvin Gaye Park in Capitol Heights in DC line, Unity in the Community, Ed, was such a success. People came out and drove.
You had the senator there too.
We had
Joanne Benson.
Yes, Joanne Benson was there, and we had the mayor of Capitol Heights. Mayor James was there. We had chief of police, sheriff department, Chief High. We had Chief Nader, the chief of Prince George County Police Department, and just DC officials, Miss Alexander.
And this is the first time something like this.
This is our first one, but it's going to be an annual event.
Right, it's going to be an annual event, and this is so wonderful. You know, the DC line and everybody, it's an imaginary line. And what we have to do is with this, you're starting this event. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that happened Saturday.
I mean, it was so successful. We had a huge area for just the kids, a little kids playground. We had moon bounce and face painting and games and things. And then we had the fire department putting on, you can go and find out what it's like being in the fire in the house, and they explain everything to you. We had a health fair. You can come get screening, blood pressure, dental exams. It just so much was there. And the entertainment, Ed, the entertainment we had.
That exposure,
We had so much entertainment that we had more people wanting to entertain than we had time for. But we had one group which closed out for us called The System, featuring Sugar Shane. And when God touched, you can tell God touched her with her voice. But The System band, fantastic band. My son, William Murray, sang. I had Adeed Muhammad come out and sing. We had church groups, a couple of church groups come out and sing. We had these young kids around the age of 6, 8 years old. They performed. It was just such a beautiful day, Ed.
Yeah, the weather was beautiful.
Breezes, sunny. You know, and the police department, the fire department, the community, the park service, everybody came together on that day, Ed. We had almost 1,000 people come to the event. And here's the great thing, Ed, not one situation all day. Everybody came out for the same thing, for the enjoyment and the love, the community love, Ed. That's why I kept saying, community love, look at it.
Okay, let's get into the road of success. This is the second of the series, and I'm having this road to success, hopefully that you at least catch one, you know what I mean, because we're going to have it next week too. Tell us a little bit about what's coming up.
Well, Ed, as you know, next Saturday, which is the 26th of April, I'm putting together, I'm doing a 2.5-hour session from 9:30 in the morning to 12 noon, and I'm going to give a session, and I'm breaking down success so people, it's the second quarter of the year.
Right, okay, right.
And you put your business schedule together in quarters.
Right.
So we're already into the second quarter, and I want to make sure that everyone is going to make their plans, going to make their success for the quarter. So I put together a session that I'm going to have. I'm going to be teaching, and I'm telling you, bring your pencil and paper because you're going to need it. I'm going to give you homework. I can't make you do it, but I'm giving you homework to do to help you reach that quarter and beyond. Because, you know, like I keep saying, the saying is you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can give a person the wisdom and knowledge, but you can't make him think. So I'm going to give it to you now. I'm going to give you homework. It's up to you to do it, because all I'm doing is giving you the guidelines.
And the young people participate. What about that? How was that last Saturday?
It was just, I mean, to see the love between the young, because we have a lot of old senior citizens out there too, to see the love between the younger people and the senior citizens, and then the love between everybody in between. You know, it was just, the performers were all ages. The entertainment and the events was all ages. And we had the young helping the old teaching the young, and everything in between. So I mean, the event is just too hard to put words to it.
So you got to be there. We got to have another one coming up this Saturday. Where is that going to be?
Well, the one this Saturday,
26th.
The 26th is my event. It's going to be at 9701 Apollo Drive in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, Suite 431.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be, they can come out early and say, well, I'm going to have continental breakfast for you, so come on out. You know what I'm saying? And the saying that I tell people is this: if you can't give me 2.5 hours to give you $1 million worth of information.
And the thing that I like about it is Road to Success, you're emphasizing parent participation. Don't come there and drop the kids off.
No.
Come yourself. Tell us about it.
I tell them, do not bring your children, or do not bring them and drop them off. Don't bring them. Don't send them. Bring them and stay, because it's a learning and education for everybody. If you can't teach a child what you don't know. See, the main problem that we have, Ed, is we're afraid to let people know that we don't know. The child don't have to know that you really don't know, but you're with them at an event. And you're showing them that this is necessary because mama's here. This is necessary because dad is here. This is necessary because
taking
uncle
time
here,
with the
here.
family. Yes,
it's family time. You don't realize that's very valuable.
Yes, right.
You know, Ed, there's a poem, you know, that I always read and I always recite, and I teach people, you know, while I'm teaching, and I always tell them, and I want to do this, Ed, and I want you to listen to what this says and how powerful this is. It's called "If You Think You Can."
Right. That's positive thinking.
That's what it takes. And it's called "If You Think You Can." If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you would like to win but think you can't, it's almost for sure that you won't. If you think you're losing, you've lost. For out in this world we find, success begins with a person's will. It's all in a state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You got to think high to rise. You have to stay with it in order to win the prize. Life's battles don't always go to the one with a better plan. For more often than not, you will win if only you think you can.
Right. Beautiful. And along with that, you know, we talked about it off camera. Most people have a tendency not to have failure in their they feel that failure is not part of success. But you learn from failure, isn't this true? And this is the idea, is that you got to get involved with the realization that it's going to be failure on the road to success. No ifs and ands and buts about it. But you got to be able to make that adjustment.
Repeating again, you cannot get to the avenue of success without crossing that bridge of failure. See, the one thing about failure, don't let it bother you if you don't succeed. See, the winning part of it is that you tried.
Yes. Right.
See, that's the winning part of it. See, if you don't succeed, say you fail or you struggle, failure is nothing but an event passing through. That's where your lesson is.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
And see, once you realize, most of your lessons, Ed, are in your struggles and your failures. Success doesn't teach you a whole lot. It's your failures and your struggles that teach you. So you got to look and say, well, I didn't quite do that right. I didn't quite do that. I failed at that. But look at the lesson I learned, because God knows what he's doing, and when you learn something, that's how he wants you to learn it. And it's the failures that's going to give you that.
And one thing you mentioned that we talked about, you can go into it, is the fact that write things down. It's so, we talk about wills, we talk about other things, but there's so many things that even in the road to success that you must document it. Tell us about
it. Success is a process. There's a process, a step like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 10. There's a success A, B, C, D, all the way to Z. Well, success is the same thing. It's a process. And the saying I tell you to make you remember it, if you think it, ink it. It has to be in writing, Ed. There's a fact out there. I'm not going to say it's a fact that if you write it down, you have a 95% chance of succeeding at that task. If you don't, you have a 95% chance of failure. The choice is yours. But when you put it in writing, your memory, see, from hand to mind is greater than you're thinking it or you even type on a computer. If you write it, you have a better chance of retaining it and learning it and remembering it. I mean, as much studies as I'm doing, Ed, and you know, Ed, I study righteously every day. I put everything in writing, Ed. Even my presentations are in writing. I mean, I'm going to show you, Ed, what I do. Like here in what you see here, these are presentations, writing. You know, all these are different things. I put it in writing. I tell my son, of all the great things that I have, all the things I have that are of value, one of the greatest things I can give you and leave you are my writings.
Right. That's it.
The education.
Is no doubt. And one of the subjects you are dealing with life and business. Now, life and business is part of the road to success. And you can't separate the two. Now, tell us about it.
Well, you know, a lot of people say, well, I don't need to go to your sessions, your seminars, because I don't have a business. Well, yes, you do. Your family is your business.
Right.
Your life is a business. And the better organized and the more you know about business, the better you're going to be at life and on educating and doing for your family. You don't know finances. And you got a family, where's that going to leave you struggling?
Right. Right. Because you have obligations, and the way you face those obligations has a lot to do with your success.
With your, you know, Ed, you see, I teach, one of the things I had to learn, and God thank Reverend Fauntleroy and all those early people in my life, in my young 20s when I was out there in the movement, and they were teaching me the things, you know, about how to do things right and putting it together. Success, like I keep saying, more than anything is you just trying and doing. See, I said just now, it's the struggles and the things that gives you your successes. But it's just too much that we don't know and don't do. That's very simple and basic. My sessions give you that. See, my thing is to give you aha moments. And I work on giving you aha moments. You know, where you say, aha, I see that now.
Yeah,
or I understand that. Or I didn't realize that.
You know, actually, you know, I keep emphasizing this with the youth. Mentoring, we talked about that. Now, give us some ideas. The mentoring program, we have to increase the mentoring program because what's happening, young people are out there and they're missing the boat when they are not involved in some kind of mentoring program. The money is not it. What they need is exposure. Give us a little
you know,
information
Ed,
on that.
This summer, I'm going to have 2 interns, that's young high school kids, going to intern with me. It's not about money.
No.
Because sometimes the experience is greater for them than all the money we could pay them.
Because the money is gone.
The money's gone.
Right.
The experience will always be there, Ed. I look at when I was younger, how the experience of me going out there on the front line as an activist and being around all those great minds and the different things they taught me that got me to do what I'm doing today. you know, I told you about BDI.
Yeah.
You know, the importance of BDI. People say, what is BDI?
BDI.
It's borrow, duplicate, and improve upon it. If you see me doing something that's successful, borrow it.
Yeah. Right.
You duplicate it.
Well,
and then you improve upon it to fit your situation, whatever it is you want. But you got to be there to learn it.
Well, the idea is that people, they look at wealth with corporation, but you look at all of those businesses that have wealth in a corporation, they're organized businesses from generations to generation. You're talking about 500, 400, 300, 200 years ago. Those businesses just didn't start. They started somewhere where the exposure, like even on a farm, the exposure or the proper way to run a farm.
And people have to realize that you're not going to know everything, and don't be afraid not to know.
Right, that's the key.
See, they're afraid
Most of
not
us
to let people know they don't know.
Right.
Ed, 3 of the hardest things, and you heard me say this before, Ed, 3 of the hardest things for people to say in life. That's a shame.
Yeah.
One is, I love you. The other one is, I'm sorry. And help me. Come on, Ed.
Right.
I love you. I'm sorry, and help me.
The pride gets into that.
My thing that I like to tell people is, I'm not sorry that I love you. Now, how can I help you? Don't be afraid to reach out and say, can you help me? Because it's out there for you. And in my series, I teach people, you know, don't just come to ask. If you ask, it's the only way you get. See, the only dumb question out there is one not asked.
Right.
I can't give you an answer to a question until you give me the question.
That's
I
true.
might give it to you, but I won't. It might not be in the timing that you need it, and you need it. And here's the thing about it: when I'm in class and I'm teaching, and I have a room for people, and nobody's want to ask, I said, look, for every question you ask me, there are 7 people that want to ask the same question but don't have the nerve.
That's true. How many times have you sat in a class or sit around in a meeting and want to ask a question, but hey, I better not ask that for fear. Fear is the thing that keeps you from obtaining knowledge.
False energy appearing real. FEAR. False energy appearing real. And don't be afraid. I'm the type of person, I'm going to ask you. I'm sorry, y'all. If you around me, I'm going to ask you. Because I want to know. See,
right.
I'm an information junkie. You know, I'm not going to wait for somebody else to ask something that might not be asked, and I leave the session, dang, I wish I'd ask because I still don't know. Ask me. Ask the question. Success is so easy if you're open-minded. See, you got to realize I don't know this, so what I got to do to learn this?
You got to convince yourself. First.
Because you cannot lead anyone else until you first lead yourself.
Right, that's it.
And once you learn to lead yourself, I mean, I know I keep saying process and success, because that's all success is a process. You got to learn, just like your job. You had to learn it. It was a process for you to be successful at it, to get that promotion, to get that pay raise. You had to be successful at it.
Yeah,
it's a process.
True. Yeah.
Everything has a process. Learn the process.
Yeah.
Don't think that you know what you don't know, because that makes you dangerous.
Right.
See, the smart thing is when you realize you don't know and you seek that information.
Right. What does that make you dangerous?
You're dangerous if
right.
you think you know and you don't.
Right. That's it.
Because you're giving wrong information. And look at the struggle you're going to go through, Ed, from not knowing the right way to do something. That's like trying to get somewhere and you don't know how to get there. You say, well, I'll get in my car and I'll find it. Well, what if you need to go south and you end up going north?
Right.
That's the same thing. It's a series that I teach.
Well, tell us a little bit about this 26th of coming up in the 26th.
It's the 26th, which is a Saturday, and I made it in the morning from 9:30.
Yeah, because it was in the evening before. Now it's in the morning.
Now it's in the morning, and it's where you're going to come in and get a chance to one-on-one with me, because I'm gonna have a power session afterwards. You also get a chance to network with other people.
That's the key. Just like this show is a network. That's what I tell my guests is networking. I've put so many people together just being on the show. And this is what people have to understand. Networking is very, very important to success.
It is, Ed. And I'm going to teach you business etiquette. I'm going to name things I'm going to teach you. Business etiquette, life success, listen, success is calling, $1 million mindset, life's blessing, and the big question that most people ask is, where do I go from here? I'm going to give you that.
Now, what about finance? A lot of people, what stops a lot of people is that finance. Most people think that you have to have $1 million to start a business. But if you look at most of the corporations, they started small and they made movements over the years and years to grow to a corporation. I was thinking of a corporation like Boeing. Now, when they first started, they were making planes just here in the United States. Now, Boeing has contracts all over the world.
All over the world.
And that's because of networking, politics, and things of that nature. And this is the key to successful business, is networking. Don't feel that you have all the answers, because you don't.
You don't. And I look at, and an example that I use is Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook. He started out because he had to go buy a $35 piece of equipment.
Right.
$35. He started Facebook with $35. Although he later had to borrow $1,000 here from someone, family member, but just for a few $100s, Ed, he's worth billions.
Yes.
Ed, with today's technology. See, here's the thing that's great,
right.
And this is what I'm going to teach you there too. With today's technology, there are links and there are programs out there that are free. I'm going to teach you the links in the program to start a business with that are free. I started off with all those free links until, I grew into where some of them had to be larger, but I had to start somewhere. If it's free, it's for me.
Right. Right.
And you can start off free. You just got to know where the links are and what links you need and what programs you need. Well, I'm going to give that to you the 26th.
Yeah. Well, on the 26th,
the 26th,
you get the information.
You'll get some. Yeah, I've got a list of links and programs you're going to need to start your business, and they're free. It's not that you got to pay for them to use them. All you got to do is sign up, and you can use them to build
and
start your business.
That's what you have to do. This Road to Success series, this is what we're trying to get you're involved into the business world, because you're not free unless you economically free. Richard Wright, the great black poet, said that many, many times, and that goes for everyone. It has nothing. You know what the color is? The color is green, and that's the most important thing.
That's it right there, Ed. Ed. When I read you the point, and I tell you that if you think you can, that's your mindset. See, there's no failure in nothing that you think you can do, because you're always going to put that effort forward. Right. Henry Ford said, if you think you can, if you think you can't, you're right. So it don't matter what you think, you're always right. Because now I look at me and how I put my studies in. People say, well, you already been doing this for all these years. Why you study? Because I can't teach you the modern of what's happening today if I don't know. See, everything has changed from yesteryear. You can't do yesterday. That's like, that's like somebody saying, page me. Here's my beeper number. You don't have a beeper number no more.
No.
It's all technology going to sell. Yes.
Technology.
You got to change with the technology.
Right. And see, that's the most important. And we're so afraid to ask questions. I think that's one of the things that really hinders a businessman. But you'll find a successful businessman, he's out there, he's learning every day the procedure of whatever he's doing and how to improve it.
And if I can't do it, like I say, those who know why, see, I'm the why, you're the how. If I can't do it, I'm going to hire you to do it, because you know how. See, people don't pay you for everything that you do, They pay you for what you know. They don't pay what you do, they pay what you know. See, what is it that you know? All you got to do to be great is be great at one thing. One.
All right. And see, this is what we're talking about, the road to success, especially the young people. And we have this Murray group here. They're going to be out there again this week, the 26th. Give us the date, the time.
The time is 9:30 to 12. It's the 26th of April. It's going to be at 9701, like I said, Apollo Drive. That's in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, 20774. But it's right down the street from the Boulevard and shopping center and Magic Johnson. It's right down the street from there.
And actually, this is similar to what you had before.
Yes.
Different people, will be there, the government and.
Well, this is just going to be a 2.5-hour session where I want to teach you to get you ready to start working toward that $1 million lifestyle you want.
All right. You've heard it here on the Ed Brown Show. This has been Ed Brown, and you've heard the Mary Group. Okay, we got one more session this month. Hey, you better not miss it. See you then.
Can you consent with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read.
So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child.
So let's join hands, book people unite. Unearth hidden passion. Mama, have a good time.
One book can be the first thing helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.